Well, it's currently 4 AM, so if I look cooked, that's the reason why. I'm at World Gym, hanging out with Lee Priest, and if you look closely, you'll see he's developed his serratus anterior so much that it's turned into a triangle shape, which is pretty impressive. But actually, we're going to take a look at a kind of a boring machine, but some interesting aspects to it. So stick around and we'll take a look at this Shrug machine, and I'll talk you through some things to think about when you use this piece. I enjoy this hammer strength machine for shrugs, but you can also use it for deadlift variations and squat variations, and probably also a lot of other things. But in this video, we're going to focus mostly on shrugs, and we're going to do a bit of analysis of this machine and just talk through why the hand position and where you place the weights actually matters when you use this piece. With shrugs in general, we actually get really weak up towards the top of the range, so it could make sense to break this thing into 2 exercises. That way you can avoid doing that chicken neck thing that this guy's doing here. I don't know the goal of the exercise for him, so I can't judge him, but I think for us it could be a really good idea to lower the weight right down, focus on that top part of the range where we're really weak, and then after we've done that, maybe load that thing up and focus on that bottom part of the range where we're actually really strong. That way we're kind of matching the resistance to our capabilities at each part of the range. So we can load them on this top one or this bottom one. And actually the handle's quite long and it influences how much resistance you're actually going to deal with here as well. So if I grab this handle here, this 5 kilos is going to be lighter. It's going to be heavier when I grab here. Now I put an 11-pound weight on this machine and I grabbed the handle at the start and I used my trusty weight scale. And at the very start of that handle, that 11-pound weight, including the structure we got there as well, weighed 65 pounds. Then what I did was I grabbed all the way out on the end of the handle and measured the resistance there. And the resistance there was 45 pounds. So that's a 20-pound difference from the start of the handle all the way out to the end of the handle. So depending on the goal, you might want to think about which part of the handle you want to grab onto when you're doing an exercise on this piece. On this bottom rung, it's a lot further from that axis than it would be if it was up on this top rung. And if I hold the handles back here, I can already feel that's a lot heavier than it is if I hold them out here. So that makes a bit of a difference in this exercise. Top rung, feel that's a lot lighter and it's now a lot closer to that axis. And therefore that weight, the resistance we're actually dealing with is less when you have it on this top rung. When I put that weight plate on the bottom rung and lifted it up, including all of the structure, it weighed about 5 to 8 pounds heavier than it was when I had it on the top rung. So it makes a bit of a difference in terms of how much load you're lifting, top rung versus bottom rung. Now you're also going to be dealing with greater inertial effects when you have that weight plate on the bottom rung. And it's only going to be slightly different, but because that weight plate is moving further away from the axis than it is when it's on the top rung, the inertial effects will likely be increased. And you're probably going to feel that more when you're doing larger movements like squats and deadlifts on this machine. If you've got plate loaded machines in the gym that you go to, you can probably apply what I'm talking about in this video to those machines, especially if the machine has different rungs to put the weight plates on. You can kind of look at that and see what difference it makes between the different rungs. And if you've got any questions on that, feel free to put them below in the comments and I'll get back to you really soon on those.